to pack a punch, 40 minutes.
Yes, hello everybody, hello. Welcome on today's episode, Live Holistic Calls we've got on the call today, Penny Wing, Julianne Schwartz and Sandy Humby and Sass. Sass, I'm sorry, you've got to say your surname because I don't get it right. Sass?
You don't get it right, no. It's an easily slip into something quite rude.
I know.
It is a bullock. A bullock, without the accent. Just bullock. I'm surrounded by them in the field behind me. So yes, that's lots of red energy with the balls, I must admit. There's snorting going on. Snorting and pouring of ooze.
Okay, brilliant. So today's call is all about connecting us with the energy of color red. So under the umbrella of the color, our colorful conversation today is going to be how we can connect more with manifesting our vision, manifesting our dreams, manifesting abundance, money, whatever, our heart's desire. So once we are really connected and balanced down at the very base, at the root chakra, basically we feel really strong. Not only physically strong, because red connects with physical power, but also connects with our passion, real passion to make things happen. So it is a real doer. Go out there, go getter, go and make things happen. Yeah, and for that reason also, you can think it's connected with the masculine energy of feeling, like you got to go ahead and be active and do things. That will bring us also the masculine energy. We need to think how we can actually ask women, how much do we need the masculine energy in our lives? But also when in today's society, in today's sort of, with 21st century, how much do we actually have a balanced, the two energies, the masculine and the feminine? We may not cover everything on today's call, but we can also carry on next Monday at the same time, 7 p.m. UK time. So we see how much we're going to cover today, and then we'll take it from there. Sounds good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay. Brilliant. Now, before we talk about masculine and feminine energy, and introduce you also to Sandy, who is the Rose Alchemist, I would like to ask you, when you think of, or when you visualize or you connect with color red, what sort of emotions, what does it bring up to you? Is it positive? Is it you feel a bit of resistance? Just let's share, who would like to go first? It doesn't have to be in any particular order, whatever, if something speaks to you, just share. Just have a second to think about it if you want. I did already mention about passion. For me, red equals being passionate. It's that, but I need to clarify that red is not only sexually passionate. Like, I like to be open with that. It's not only
that should be your purpose and your mission.
Yes.
Yeah. For me, it represents vibrancy, energetic aliveness.
Uh-huh.
It's the lowest frequency, isn't it? The color red is our lowest frequency band. It goes all the way up to the pure white, but then there's a whole range that we don't even get to see. We only see 0.005% of what range available. Mm-hmm. So to me, you can go, there's all different shades of red, isn't there? So there's lots of different of those vibrations as well. So it's tapping into those. There's different subtle reds and great deep, very bright, vibrant ones, and then more sort of purpley ones. So there's lots of different range of red. So I think it's a huge range to explore in ourselves.
Yes, of course.
But definitely vibrancy. And then the sunsets, you can get like a pinky, orangey one, or you can get a vibrant one. And it does affect your mood. It does affect my mood anyway when I'm looking at a sunset, depending on the colour of it. It evokes things in me. So that's what red does for me. It invokes some kind of a response.
Okay, so it makes you want to, it triggers some sort of response.
Yes, I can't just passively sit.
Yeah, it doesn't relax you and say, "Oh, that's cool now, chill out," sort of thing. Yeah. It doesn't do that.
No, not
okay, okay,
no.
Brilliant. But also red, it links with blood, of course. Okay,
yes.
It's a sign of life. But also it connects with the Christ energy. Now, of course, we have evolved and we moved on. This is, it's not only the red connects with the Christ energy. However, if you take it this is the positive side. We talk about passion and making things happen. Can you connect with something that is not, or maybe you have heard of, what you feel that is actually on the opposite side, which is not very positive? What do you think when you think of red? What brings to mind?
Well, anger is one of the elements that is connected with red and the liver. That place of seeing red. We say, I saw red. And it feels to me like it's got a connection to the planet Mars. Yeah. And Mars is retrograde at the moment until tomorrow. So there's been this digging within us to find out, where there might be some residual stuff that needs to be released or seen, or that. But anger, if we look at it from a positive point of view, is an element that moves. It's a dynamic energy that makes things happen. Mm-hmm. So I don't necessarily. I think it's and I've done a lot of years with working on the periphery with feng shui, and in the past we always used to put red knickers on if we went to do a feng shui conference. Just thought I'd throw that one in as well.
Fabulous.
Strengthens and rooted.
Also, just because you mentioned the planet Mars, that's also is the red planet, but it's also associated with war.
Yes.
War.
Yeah.
So whenever it's Mercury. It's going across the sun today, isn't it?
Yes.
But, so when Mars is coming closer to the Earth, I wonder if it affects our emotions and we'll become more aggressive as a nation.
Absolutely. Yeah, and then I guess it affects relationships. So another card I picked on. It was actually this beautiful card, the RB6. What does RB stand again, Sandy?
Rose Bagua. That's from the Bagua.
Yeah,
and that interestingly, that rose is all about helpful friends and having resources and support in our lives. And it works across the diagonal of the Feng Shui Bagua, so that when we have tribe, when we have people that see us and we feel connected with, across the diagonal of the Bagua, it's like there is a real sense of wealth and blessings. There's a richness in life. And I guess, we've sort of red and gold to feel a richness in life. So, yeah.
Beautiful. Yes. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you very much. Well, let me just say at this point that Sandy will be on my show on Thursday, this Thursday coming, from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. So, yeah, do tune in. And all the information, you can find it either on my website, ChriSOULa/radio, or you can go on redshiftradio.co.uk and you can find under programs Health and Healing. That's the name of the show. And yeah, it'll be wonderful to talk more about roses. And the
interesting thing too about that red is that I've been doing quite a lot of work around because you showed that Rose Bagua card that's got red and white to it. Yeah. And there is this weave that I feel that for us as women that we're working with between the sort of the Mother Mary energy, which I see as very white rose, pure, and the red rose, which is so much the sort of the Magdalene frequency. And it's that earth goddess, that real bringing heaven on earth, that real sense of embodiment. So anyway.
Gorgeous. Yes. Now, anything else you'd like to mention about red? Like when we look at a color, we look at not only on the physical side, which we said that it connects with the root chakra and also connects, anger, then issues with your liver, but also if there's your root chakra is balanced, then it affects your heart as well. So if it's got, if you feel in balance, then you feel emotionally ready to give and feel compassion instead of feeling resentment, instead of being judgmental and feeling sort of like keeping yourself from like on a, like thinking, oh, what are they going to do to me? Like feeling a bit scared, acting out of fear rather than acting out of love. And I think that's also very good that's why the complementary color is green. Green is the color of the heart chakra, So it's if we see it that way, red also teaches us to be more compassionate. That's another element, the essence of color red.
So I also think when we talk about red and the aggressions of red, and I think sometimes I feel we as women, or as girls, we are actually discouraged to show our anger, to show our passion, basically. I think especially for me and now also for other women I know in later years, we have to really discover it and really go for it, because also aggression has a little bit this negative, and it has a lot of negative sides, and I don't mean that, but it's actually a very, very strong power. And when we can go into it and say like, wow, I want to really, and because sometimes we have to stand up. We need this red energy to really go into it, yes.
Well, I guess the positive word for aggression on that side is assertiveness.
Yeah.
Be assertive. Yeah. So instead of being angry and lose control completely and you don't know what you're saying, which I guess I have experienced in my life a few times. We all. It's also being assertiveness and coming from a space that you hold your ground and you know where you stand and you really protect what you know is your truth. And you just, truth, not just what is honestly truth, but coming from, really connecting with your authenticity and say, I don't want to compromise my values. I'm not going to compromise what I feel is right for me. And then that's the assertiveness side of it. Yeah. Which is
say no as opposed to yes, which women are
or say yes when you mean it and express it, and say no again without feeling, oh, what are they going to think about me? And then think about, opinions of others and all of that.
The other thing that really attracts me to the red is the volcano. On one side, it looks very powerful and aggressive, and you don't want to go too near. It's scary, isn't it, to see a volcanic eruption? And yet it creates new land mass.
Yes.
So it's like two sides. You've got that spewing, explosive energy, but actually, it does actually create new land mass. So again, it's about finding the balance, isn't it, along the spectrum? And
absolutely.
Standing in your power, a volcanic power, but also knowing that the energy you're releasing is going to be creative.
And I guess it's also a little bit to do with when you're really, because sometimes when we are so used to not speaking up or to listening or to understanding but if you can go into your red power, into the root chakra, into really like into your passion, into your power, then there's something honest about it, as opposed to like, yeah, it's all right, yeah, I'm a nice girl, all these nice girls identities we were taught to do, isn't it? We are so taught to it, and then when we stand up, say no. That's the line. I won't cross it. And I find it sometimes very hard. But if you go indeed, if you use this kind of redness, anger, this feeling into, say, okay, no, I have to say something now, because I sometimes have the feeling the reason why it explodes sometimes because you hold it down for like the volcano. Yes. You held it down for so long, and then it comes out really wildly.
Julian, really? Do you really explode, Julian? I don't believe that.
Oh, ask my husband.
Explosive, yes.
we've got a bunch of passionate women here on this call. I like it.
Has anybody had children here?
I didn't know.
Yes.
Well, you definitely need your red energy when you're giving birth.
Yes.
And what I noticed when I was in a ward with other women is that they tend to go into the higher notes, the higher frequencies when they're bearing down to give birth.
Mm-hmm.
And you see the midwives are always trying to bring that energy down into the root. So it becomes more of a growling sound rather than a screaming, painful sound. You actually generate that energy. So you're moving the baby through with those deeper resonances down and your root chakra. But I feel so many people have been cut off, especially women have been cut off from their lower chakras because it hasn't been safe maybe to express that energy in that area. And everyone tends to move the energy up, so we can be very compassionate and loving and opening and caring, but when it comes to really getting that, moving that energy, as in childbirth, which is the ultimate, I suppose, in the red energy for women, is birthing new life.
Yes, it is.
To get down to the lower tones. The growling. And the animals, when they're birthing, they don't shriek, do they? They go into deep growling tones, animals, when they're giving birth. So quite interesting to watch animals in the nature, see how they use their red energies.
Thank you,
It's
sir.
interesting. The red energy is also, the stop sign. That's what's popped up for me. It's like, so there's this program to stop when we see red, when we at that red stoplight. So
it's
interesting.
Survival. It's about survival as well, isn't it? The red, sort of stops you, because if you cross the red, you're gonna die, kind of thing.
It's dangerous.
Survival. Yeah, it's dangerous. Yes.
It's also red in inflammation too. If there's inflammation in the body, it becomes red.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
because if we are angry, and then that anger creates anxiety in our body. So ultimately, what's happening? We are not coming. It's not balanced. Our energy is not balanced, and then that causes inflammation. We humans cause the inflammation. We can create beautiful things, but we can equally stress ourselves too much, be anxious about things, or get angry, and then we lose our balance, and the energy gets all over the place, and then of course disease comes along. So that's how it works, isn't it? Now I would like to bring us to the divine masculine, and I like to honor that on this call, because we are 5 women on the call, and we are coming from a very passionate heart. And I know you individually, that you've got that in you, and I honor that in you as well. But also I like us to honor that within us as women, we also have the divine masculine and the divine feminine. We have both. Yeah. And because this rose turned up in my reading today, the Master Rose one, I would like to honor, and then Sandy's on the call as well, which is actually a total treat as well. So I'm going to read out a little bit about the rose, and Sandy, please be, contribute to that, because you're the creator of this. Now, the description of the divine masculine, this wonderful card here. Okay, can you see it? Can you go this way? Oh, this way.
that way, yeah.
Okay. I am the mystery unfolding deep in the heart of man. I am the warrior. I connect with Archangel Michael. I activate. I illuminate untruth. I align with the stars. This rose speaks of the masculine principle, of a powerful, active doingness. It is the aspects of form and structure in our lives. And we do need form and structure in our lives. And that's what the red energy does to us. And that's what this rose represents. But equally, even when in feminine gender, there needs to be access to this energy to activate and enable the manifestation of our vision and dreams. Yeah, there's more out. There's more. The bit I like also is that this rose connects with the base chakra that we already mentioned, we talked about, which Sandy describes as the tribal doing center. Yes. And also another chakra, will you describe that? Will you share that with us, which is the intellect, analysis, and decision-making center? What is it, how do you pronounce that, Sandy?
The Ajna.
The Ajna. Okay.
Yeah.
So
what I see is that the masculine power energies sit in their qualities are analysis and decision making, or base chakra, which is action, taking action. You know, most men are solutions orientated. They don't want to listen to all the waffle. They want solution and action. So it's a polarized energy, and you know, for us as women, this is our power center, the wise woman. This is our warrior. This is our compassionate warrior energy. And so we have had to learn to go here and here down to base, so that we can get the respect and the clarity in our working alongside the masculine energies as they have been. But ultimately we need to remain true to our gut feeling and our feminine wisdom in coming into the heart space.
Yeah.
Likewise, the masculine in this polarized energy needs to learn to come into his heart space and say, how do I feel about this? I'm making this decision, I'm making this action, but how do I feel about it? And that feels to me to be the evolutionary path that enables us to access this Christ consciousness energy, to bring this energy into present time. And we need to work it in our own individual bodies first. So our healing is in being able to work with these two energies, but come to rest in the heart. That the heart really is our key place of operation, and this is our power. This is our place of power. And the intuitive wisdom, the gut wisdom of the feminine, and her ability to nurture and nourish, I feel is where we as women compromised our journey, our evolutionary journey in going here and here to try and get the honor and the respect that we so needed and so deserve. But actually, in truth, this is where we need to hold the frequency for ourselves, to be able to honor ourselves, to honor our children and our families and our communities and our tribes. The interesting thing is, when you showed that rose, ChriSOULa, is that the base chakra is that red tribal energy, and for me the sacral chakra is what Jung would call the individuation. Who am I inside the tribe? And when you showed that rose, I could see that deeper orange tone so strongly. I don't think I've ever seen it that strong, so it's so fascinating.
Oh wow.
In another way, and it's like, this place of being able to lift ourselves out of the tribe in order to speak our truth, speak what authentically we know. I don't know, there was a movement in it that felt so powerful. And if this balancing of the masculine feminine within us in honoring our feminine, but having the courage to speak and the courage to stay to our truth and what we know as being the right action.
Well, it's actually, red then follows up is orange, and orange. Penny will be happy to just share something about orange. Orange is the color you need to get the courage to be more creative and get out there and make things happen. It's not as is orange is got red in it, plenty of red actually. But it's not as aggressive, as passionate as the red.
But it's like we need the strength of the base chakra to allow us to rest in it. So it's like the stability, it's like the structure, the foundation of the building. We can't go up unless this is solid, or stable. So this place in which we can hold ourselves with the red energy and with that grounding just feels fab.
It does. It does.
The base chakra relates very much to the skeletal system.
Yes.
So you're talking about that support, aren't you? Because if we didn't have a skeleton,
we'd be wobbly.
we'd be on the floor.
Yeah. Jelly.
Well, in Color Mirrors, I'd like to share with you, those of you who are not, who are going to watch the call later on, the recorded podcast, whatever you want to call it, a video cast. So we got the red angel, which is the angel of miracles. Yes, it's beautiful. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's got cinnamon in it. So if you love this kind of, it brings you, when I smell that, it brings you back to my family. I feel connected with my family immediately. And also within we also have, because we also work with the dragon energies, we have the red dragon, which is the dragon that brings you more compassion in your life, and then see things from a compassionate sort of perspective rather than aggressive. And that's how prosperity comes along as well, I believe. That's also, the both of them help you in a different way. But I've got them here. I did spray the room here, so the energy is vibrating.
Oh, the red angel is a bottle that people either love or they hate. It's a very Marmite bottle, and I think that's to do with the energy around the whole red. I think red is a colour that you need to treat with respect, because it can go, what I would say, can go on the turn. So you can go from being assertive to aggressive.
Yes.
And I think red is a colour that needs to be treated or handled with care.
Yeah, well, never. If you use those, it's the advice is do not use red before going to bed.
No red before bed.
No red before bed. No.
No red knickers.
Unless you're a lady of the night. Might come in handy.
unless you want to energize yourself and you want to carry on, go out there, party all night, then of course, go for it.
And of course, it's not a colour that would be recommended apart from a highlight colour in a bedroom, because the energy is too active to give restful sleep.
Stimulate.
You could put a bit of highlight into a design for a room, or perhaps soften it out to sort of a slightly more pink tone. And it gives that sense of passion and sense of aliveness in the space, but not enough you wouldn't want a red wall.
Yeah.
How funny that men like to buy women red underwear. Men like to buy women red underwear.
Well, yes.
Don't pick red underwear. I don't know what that means.
Not unless
They
you do
absorb the
touch
vibration. Helps them with their duty. Not noticed, I've got to say.
Well, if you see a woman wearing red, I think we mentioned that in a previous call. If you probably last week, if you hear me, if you tuned in on my show, we're talking about red quite in detail. Red, if you say woman wearing red and woman wearing blue, what do you feel at? What's your perception between the two? Red woman will, I don't know, it makes you feel like, wow, she's just full of energy, dynamic and active.
Dynamic.
Yeah. So I would like to say thank you. We only have 3 minutes left before the end of the call. And if there's anything that really speaks to you, would like to share it, and you need to be like, don't, very sort of, but if not, I would love to see you back again next Monday, because under red and the root chakra, we also have one very, important principle, that spiritual principle that would be good to talk about. It's actually, how to release judgment, how to, release yourself from, being judgmental.
That old chestnut.
Yes. So that's, and it's very difficult to say I'm not judgmental at all, because it's a very humane sort of,
I think
it's a challenging one, that one.
very challenging, yes, very challenging one. But it'd be worth talking about it and have a bit of a discussion about it. And then we can see other elements in it, probably bring a bit more feminine, the feminine side, and talk about, the solar plexus as well. We talked about solar plexus previously in I think it was March time. It was during March. But it's always good to rethink things and reanalyze things and see how they are connected. Yeah. So wonderful to have you on the call. Thank you so much. Thank you, Penny, from beautiful Spain, and thank you, Sandy.
It's been lovely spending.
Thank you, Julianne and Sass, and we're back next Monday at the same time, 7 o'clock UK time. Lots of love to all of you.
And we always get to hear such wonderful things. So thanks, ladies. It's been great spending a few.
Thank you.
And see
ChriSOULa.
Bye. Sandy,
Bye, everybody who's
Thursday. Okay.
Yes, we'll hear you on Thursday. Bye.
Bye-bye.
See you.